Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I know Amanda said that first. Friday. Woo, we made it. That's kind of how I feel tonight. I made it. I um I went out to lunch with some friends and I didn't have the card for tonight made yet when I went out to lunch with my friends. And you know how when girlfriends get together, you just sit and talk and talk and talk. Well, we didn't go out to lunch until 1. And it was 3 o'clock, and all of a sudden somebody said, I've got to get going. And I'm like, yeah, so do I. Hello, Mary and Kelly and Denise and Amanda and Karen, Crystal, Carol, and Sarah. Break is going too fast. I know. I worked yesterday. It was nice to have now today off and have a long weekend and have Monday off again. And then we don't have school on Tuesday, but I have to work. And I'm taking a half a day on Wednesday. So, oh my goodness, I'm like all of a sudden sweating. I wasn't before. I think it's all the lights that I just turned on. I may have to take my jacket off because I can even see the sweat on me in the video. Hello, Tammy and Jean and Kay and Sandy and Denise. Denise, I saw afternoon. Oh, I just saw that it was Jane's birthday. I just sent her a birthday greeting. I think I saw you wish her a happy birthday, and then I saw that. I sometimes miss that on Facebook. I can't keep up with everything. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Tonight, I had to look to see what I still had to design for swaps. Hey, Becky. And I still had to make one card using that lavender set. So we are going to do one card with that tonight. And then I'll show you the card that I made a couple of weeks ago. I have all the product out to show you the product. Oh my goodness. I'm just sweating. I may have to take this jacket off. Anyway, I thought we would start with our prizes. And to do that, I'm going to, again, go to that random, let's see, screen share, random.org. There it is. We had 38 people leave a comment at one of the places. And I'm going to pick a number. And that number is 7. So let me come back here. Let's see, stop sharing. And we'll go right to here. And we'll make that live. What did I say? Number 7, I think. Number 7. Number 7 is Carol Lee Crabb. So Carol Lee, what you will be winning is something that I'm using tonight. So we're going to be using these purple fine shimmer gems. There are 3 shades of purple. It's like a Highland Heather, a gorgeous grape, and either a berry burst or a blackberry bliss, I think. And then also a pack of these laser cut paper butterfly accents. So I had so much fun using those. I'm not using those in my card tonight because I had used those in my other card. So I had to use other elements of the stamp set. So Carol Lee, I will be getting that off in the mail to you. Tomorrow I will have one last drawing for people who, these are mine for a nice display. Those are for those ones for her. I will have one last drawing from the comments today. Then I will also be putting, for every day that you commented, you get your name in a drawing to win a $25 shopping spree with me. Do the butterflies have sticky on them? They do not, Tammy. You have to either put them on with a dimensional or with a little bit of liquid glue, or you could put it on a silicone mat and put some seal on it so that some of it stays on the silicone mat. So another day of retirement. Oh, Joan, isn't it nice to be retired? I have a friend, one of my team members, just retired from her job this month, and she kind of was excited as well. I'm going to turn my overhead light off because you can kind of see this shadow there. That should help with that. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. So the set that we're using is It's 2 stamp sets in one suite of products. It's the painted lavender, and this is the one that we're going to kind of focus on. Our greeting is going to come from perennial postage, but we're going to focus this card on some of the stamps in here and the coordinating dies. So all of these dies will cut out these different parts of the stamps. But then you have a couple of extra, I don't know what you want to call it. I started to kind of put this together. I was playing this afternoon. So this is a couple of those in different colors. And I just took a circle and scored it. And I was going to make it look like this was kind of coming out of a little wrapped gift. I didn't do that though. I didn't do that with my card, but I was playing around. So excuse me again on my cough. So that is the painted lavender. The perennial postage is all of the different greetings, which again, you have a couple of different types of fonts. And then the dies are these postage dies. So there's a couple of squares. Most of them are rectangle. And then they have where you can make some tags, a little stamped image. So we'll be using our greetings from there, but we're going to be doing most of our card is going to be using this. So that is the stamp set that I'm featuring tonight. I'll get this out of the way. I'll show these after. So this is the paper, one side. So I showed you the gems along with the butterflies, and these butterflies, you get quite a few of them. So they just, I've used quite a few for the swap cards that I had to make. Can you tell which ones I used? Those two. I didn't use the bigger ones. So all my bigger ones are kind of left because the smaller ones fit better on the swap card that I was making. But these butterflies just kind of pop out like that. You can use a blending brush and color them if you want to. You can leave them white. You can do just about anything you want with them. So that is part of the suite of products. And then this is the paper. Oh my goodness. Look at how beautiful this paper is. So it has a crumb cake background rather than white or off-white. And then it has a lot of, so this is one piece. This one I used a lot of in a swap card. So that one, I just had a small piece left. You've got this nice big piece. That has, I don't know, is that Queen Anne's lace or something on there? And then all of that. And then when you flip it over, you have more of the muted. Let's see, I got to get that one little one that's in here somewhere. I think it's up here. There it is. Okay, I love this. And then those are your background. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And then the colors that you can find in here, the purples, of course, these are the colors that are listed on the designer paper. So this is Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Orchid Oasis, and they even had some Starry Sky that they listed. So those are kind of more of your violety, purpley, pink colors. And then the greens, bluish greens and stuff that they have in there, Shaded Spruce, Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and then of course Crumb Cake is the background. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So as I was trying to decide what to do for a card, I oftentimes go back to cards that I've done before. And this fall, I made this card. In fact, when I went to the convent and made cards with the sisters, this was one of the cards I think that we made. I don't know if we cut the flowers out, but we did something similar to this. And I don't know if we did Hello Friends. I take that back. It was like this where it folded, but here we ended up putting one of those scripture passages. We didn't put a flower on there, but it was kind of this fun fold. So what I like about this fun fold is it uses both sides of the paper. So when you open it up on this side and open it up on that side, you get to see both sides of the paper. Because sometimes don't you feel like when you're putting your paper down, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to put this down because I don't want to cover up this side of the paper. This way you can end up using both sides of that gorgeous paper. I also was drawn to this because it kind of is like the card that we did last night. Here I had opened it, where it's a flat base and it opens kind of on both sides, the right side and the left side, but a completely different way to make a card like that. I made 21 of these last night before I went to bed, and my mom brought them to the post office for me this morning to get them out for a swap that I was in. I had to get them to Iowa, and they had to be there by January 4th. So I sent them express priority, which was really expensive, but I had to make sure that I got them there. I didn't want to do all that work and then get the cards back because I didn't get them there before they swapped them out. So these layouts are a little bit similar, but a little bit different as well. Here we use two different papers as well, but we cut them. Here we folded the paper to make that little flap on the other side. All right, so the colors that we're going to be using today are, and let me get my banner. So I'm going to go away. I do have my iPad back, so I can still kind of see your comments if anybody makes a comment while I have putting my banners up. So this is Highland Heather, and it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's a fourth of a sheet of paper, and that's going to be our base. And I paired it with, I didn't know that I was going to like this. I started with Lost Lagoon, and then I said, let me try this. Pretty Peacock. Look at that with that purple. Wait till you see it with the paper. I was like, what? That looks really awesome. So that is that. And then for your paper, this is the design that I use. So look at those two sides. Oh, so see how there's that pretty peacock in there? And then there's the Highland Heather. That's why I ended up picking that. Hello, Carolee. I don't know if you're just jumping on, Carolee, but you were my big winner from last night's comments. So I will be getting you your prize out in the mail. I believe that you've won before and that I have your address. If not, I'll reach out to you. Okay, so my paper, the direction mattered because you didn't want your flowers to be going sideways like this. Same thing here. You didn't want these going sideways. So this is 5 inches. This is 5 3/4 inches. And then I scored it at 2 inches to fold that over. Okay, so look at when you put that on there, how that little bit of pretty peacock shining through, how that looks. And then we have, let's see, what's my next? Oh, thanks, Becky. Yeah, this new software that I'm using has this. So I'm like, I might as well use it. I can also show your comments. So if you ever have a question, I can put your comment up there. Okay, so this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it's scored at 2 3/4. So that's going to be our little piece that comes over here. That's going to open up that way. Now I'm going to have you vote. I made it one way. I'm not going to tell you which way I made it. I'm going to have you pick what you would like. So for the inside and for the outside, there is a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 2 1/2. Do you want that to be white? So I'll show you what the white looks like that. Or do you want it to be, since the background of that is crumb cake, do you like the crumb cake look on it? All right, so let me know, do you want basic white? Do you want to see basic white? Or would you rather see that be crumb cake? Both will work, okay? I'm going to go ahead and take out a scrap of paper, and I'm going to hide this, go back to my comments. I've got a white, this, you guys are coming in fast. All right, we have our scrap, and our scrap is white, and we're going to stamp on here. And I'm going to, with the pretty peacock, I am going to go ahead and stamp 3 of these branches. Oops, I got to go up a little bit. Okay, we do have dies then to cut those out. So I did that in the Pretty Peacock. I'm going to close that up for now. Then we're going to take this floral piece that has lavender on, and I'm going to double check. I'm pretty sure that I washed it when I was done, but we're going to combine a couple of different colors. So I do want to make sure that I rinse it in between, because otherwise I'm going to get some of the darker colors into the lighter. So I'm going to start with Highland Heather, because that's going to be my lighter of the two colors. And I'm going to use a little bit of Blackberry Bliss. And I'm going to go into the Highland Heather. And then I think I have a sponge dauber. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the Blackberry Bliss and pat it in a couple of places. Some of them I patted it twice just to get it a little bit darker. I'm going to huff on it because that Highland Heather was there for a while. And look at how I've got multiple different shades of the purple in that flower. I'm going to repeat that 3 times. So I have my chamois here on the side. That's where I'm cleaning everything. And get it a little bit wet again. Okay, so there's 2 of them. And I'm going to do that one more time. And I'm putting a little bit more Blackberry Bliss in than I did probably in the one that I did as my sample. Okay, so we've got those 3. They all look just a little bit different, so they're not all the same. And we have dies to cut all of this out. And of course, through the magic of TV, I have all of that done for us already. Get them all out of my envelope. So I have the 3 branches in Pretty Peacock, and I have my 3. Thought I had my 3. I might have to go cut one of these out or bring my thing in here and cut it out for you. Oh, here it is. All right. I knew it. I had it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 crumb cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 white. So it's pretty close. So I'm going to let that hang for just a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these, and I'm just going to do that with a little bit of either a glue dot or Scotch tape. It doesn't really matter what you want to use. When I made mine, I made it with Scotch tape. So for 2 of them, I came down to about right there. So just that one little branch was showing because of the height that I needed it. So it's going to go on the front of here. And see, now that you see this, some of you that voted white, you may want to change your mind to crumb cake, because this is going to go on there. And it kind of stands out a little bit more on the crumb cake than it does on the white. You didn't miss much, Mary. We just kind of got started. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of Scotch tape. And I'm going to have to rip this in half. And we're going to go about right there. And I'm just going to tape it in the back. You could use a glue dot. You could use anything you wanted to. You could put a glue dot up in the front there. And then one of them, I'm going to make my middle one. I'm going to have a little bit longer. So I'm going to go maybe up to about there. We are going to attach these all down with glue dots. So it doesn't, well, now I miss, oh, here it is. Oh, then this one's going to go down a little bit further again. It really doesn't matter what you attach them to. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're putting them all together. Okay, I think thumbs up. Okay, I think crumb cake won now. All right, because I got another vote for crumb cake. So that would make it 8-5, I think. All right, before I put this together, I'm going to move all my stuff aside. And crumb cake sometimes, and actually any of your paper, when you are putting stuff on there, I sometimes want to just like add some splattering to it. So we do have some stamp sets that have kind of like an ink splattering, but you can also either take, if you have a really juicy Stampin' Blend marker, you can hit it with like your bone folder or something, or you can take your Stampin' Write marker. And I just want to make sure this is a crumb cake, because all of a sudden it looked, yeah, it is crumb cake. You can take the brush end and you just kind of take it with the tip in the cap, and you just splatter some ink from the marker onto your paper. But you don't want to get it in areas, and you don't have a whole lot of control over where it goes. See, so some of it is up here, some of the splatters, but it just adds a little bit of ink splatter to your paper, so it's not quite as stark white, or in this case, stark crumb cake. All right, we are going to stamp a greeting on the outside of this. Now, my flowers are going to go, let's see, where's my longer one? There it is. So my flowers are going to kind of go like this, and actually have them overlap a little bit. Okay, their stems. I'm going to kind of put them together off of here. So I wanted my greeting down in this corner. So I'm going to use that pretty peacock. And I'm going to stand up so I can get the greeting straight. So big hugs. And then on the inside, we have a greeting that says, I know you will get through this. And I thought it's kind of a virtual way of sending flowers, right? With a little card and a greeting. All right, so all of our stamping is done. Let's go ahead and put the card together, and then I'll show you how I did the flowers on the front of it and put those together. So I'm going to attach everything with just liquid glue. The only thing that's going to have dimensionals on it is going to be the flowers, the flower stems that we had, or the buds actually, not the stems. Okay, and then this is going to go down. I wanted the more muted one to be on the right side, and the one that was a little bit wilder to be on the left side. I don't know why, but that's just kind of how I usually, when I do this fold, the boulder pattern I usually put with the 2-inch fold. I'm standing up so I can get this, look over the top of it and get it straight. So this really isn't a difficult fold. And then this is going to fold on the right-hand side. And I basically just opened it up, and there's my score line. I just want to center it. Mainly, I want this border, that border, and my bottom border to be all about the same. And get it straight. Okay, that'll just tuck right in there. And then we have our splattered image on the crumb cake. I think I'm going to need a new bottle of glue for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow I'm going to be going at 8:30 again in the morning instead of 6:30 at night. So it'll be Early morning. I still have to design those cards. I'll have to show you what I started to work on and see what you think, what I was thinking for one of the stamp sets, because it's another swap that I have to finish. This looks a little crooked. I'm gonna actually flip this over and stamp it again. It looks a little crooked to me. Let me just see. If I line it up straight, it looks pretty straight. Okay, so I just have to line it up straight. I don't know if that looks any better or not, but I gave it. Plus, if it is a little crooked, it's a little crooked. It's homemade, right? When I do these swaps, though, I like to try to have everything as straight as possible, not have anything. Everything has to be cut good so that you don't have any, you got to make sure, I always change my blade. Perfection is overrated. So true, Joan. And I am a little bit of a perfectionist. Okay, so what I did with these flowers, and I don't know if this is the easiest way to do it or not, but I kind of laid them out. So I wanted these to overlap a little bit. And then I wanted this one to kind of come in the center here. It's a little bit longer. Okay, so this is what they're going to look like. And then what I did, kind of raise this up. Get these the way I want them here. There we go. Kind of want these. There we go, like that. A little bit more like that. Now I'm going to take some linen thread. Oh, and I had to put it back in the bag, right? Using my teeth to open the bag because I have my hands full. And my ribbon scissors is here. I'm basically going to wrap this around here 2, 3, 4. It's about 5 times. I'm going to set it down. And maybe this would have been easier attaching them to the card first. I have no idea. This is how I did it when I made it. So I decided to do it again because I thought once it's on the card, I don't know how I'll get the linen thread underneath it to wrap it around, but I definitely wanted it wrapped around a whole bunch of times. Okay, and then once I tied that knot, they were kind of in place where I wanted them to be. So then it was like, okay, this will be easy. I just have to tie it in a bow. Come on. There we go. Isn't linen thread the best? I love tying bows with linen thread. I think it's the easiest thing to do. They look so pretty. Whoops. I'll leave this a little bit longer. Okay, so there are my wrapped flowers, and I can still spread them out kind of how I want them. And they're just going to go right on here like that. Now, I do have to make sure that I don't go over this edge because this card is going to open this way. So if they're hanging over here, they're going to get caught and they're going to get bent. How do I know? The first time that I put it down, that's what I did, and I had to rearrange them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to take some mini dimensionals, which I'm out of. So I cut the ends of a sheet. Can't believe I'm out of mini dimensionals. Got to place in order. I'm just placing some of these. I like using up all these sheets anyway because there's so much left on them. Okay, and I might put one more right in here. Okay, I'm going to put a glue dot right there, but I'm going to put that down after I take these off. I'm going to actually add one more. Kind of reinforced where the stem met the flowers. Go ahead and take these all off. Again, they're getting a little bit out of place, but I can rearrange those when I go to put them down on my card. So it's okay that they're not staying perfect. There's a lot of dimensional backs here that I'm pulling off. Be careful not to stick your finger on the dimensional after you have it pulled off. I was trying to hold all of them in my hand, so I only had to make one little trip up to my cup there, but okay, we're gonna go ahead. Spread these out a little bit again. Okay, there we go. I only have to make 9 of these, so it's not going to be too bad. Okay, so now once they go down, and I'm going to take a glue dot. And I don't know where my take your pick tool is. I think it's probably out in my kitchen. I was putting together swaps on my kitchen table this morning. Okay, so there is that. And we open it up. And what a nice little card to get. Of course, we're going to add just a little bit of Wink of Stella and some of those gems. So I'm just going to kind of run this over. Now, you could have added different colors. I kind of thought that looked like Blackberry Bliss, and this is the Highland Heather. So those are the 2 colors that I picked. But if you wanted to, you could add some Gorgeous Grape. You could have added some of the Berry Burst, Fresh Free. You know, if you used Fresh Freesia, that would be your first one. I always start with my lightest color and then use the sponge dauber over the areas where I wanted to make it a little bit darker. That seems to work the best for me. And then make sure that you clean it in between. And then we had those gems, which first I wanted to, let's see, here they are with the butterflies that we're not going to use on this one. I think for this one, the space where it's kind of like right in here, it kind of needs something. So I'm going to add just a couple of, and I might do 2 different colors. I might do this one that looks like it's the, maybe not. Maybe I'll just do the softer. I'll do the softer purple. And we'll do a large one. And we'll do a small one. And do I need another one? Usually I like to do 3, but this is kind of full over here. The only place would be like down in this corner, but I don't know that it even needs it. So I might be able to just get away with putting 2 on here rather than 3. Okay, so there is our big hugs. I probably would bring that down just a little bit. Then maybe there would be room for one more. But there is my second swap card. I think I froze up for a second. Oh, thank you, Patty. And thank you, Kelly. Or Kelly says getting on late. Good. Thanks, Tammy. The first card, if you remember what I made a couple of weeks ago, was, and this one features that butterfly. So it was used the postage stamp or postage dies. Use the paper, have a couple of the postage dies. This is the Lost Lagoon, where this is the pretty peacock. So, and this is Gorgeous Grape, and this one in the background is more Highland Heather. So they're a little bit different, but it's hard when there's so many purples to do something completely different. So those are the two cards that I have, and this is the one that has the other butterfly. So I use the two smallest butterflies on those swaps. So that is my card for tonight. So that concludes my week-long introducing you to the catalog. I think for tomorrow, I'm going to be doing the stamp set that is like the wedding and anniversary one. I can't think of what it's called right now. Sending something of love. And then the last swap card that I have to design is using the quiet reflection. I think I showed you this earlier in the week. I love this stamp set. I'm struggling a little bit with how to use it because I think I mentioned earlier in the week when I love a stamp set and I love the greetings, I always question whether I'm going to be able to adequately make it into a card that shows off how awesome it is. So this afternoon, I took some watercolor paper, and I don't know that I need watercolor because it kind of has the watercolor feel already. And this one looks like the watercolor goes vertically, and I don't know how it would look if I stamped this on here. I was thinking, this is like the sky. So this is in a pool party. This is in a lost lagoon, so it would be more where the water is for the reflection. I didn't know if I wanted to do that or this one, the watercolor marks go to the right. So I didn't know if I wanted to stamp it on there. So I still have to play with that a little bit because I'm not sure, but that's what I'm going to play with after I get off on my live tonight, is to try to create a card with this for you for tomorrow. And then also with, I wish I remembered what the name of, let me see if it's in here. I have a couple of die sets that are in here yet. Thoughtful Moments, no. Enduring Beauty, no. Mini Alphabet, no. I can't remember what the name of it is, but I will show you tomorrow. It has beautiful paper, and it has a beautiful die that has a flower that's outlined in it. Somebody on here might have said what it is. Okay, gorgeous. Thank you guys so much for your thumbs up and for your hearts and stuff like that. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to get my light. And let's see if I can do this. There I am. Here I am. I stopped sweating. Which stamp set do you love, Linda? The Quiet Reflection? Or let me quickly look to see. Whoops. What is it called? I have most of them out already. I don't see it here. I can't remember what the name of the stamp set is, but it's beautiful. So, you know what? I have a catalog here somewhere. I can't show you the catalog. It's right here. Let me look it up real quick without showing you, and I'll tell you what it's called. You'll have to look at, I'll tell you what page it's on even. Make sure that my catalog's not in the picture so I don't get in trouble here. I think it's at the beginning. Not Be Mine. Here it is. Forever Love is the name, and the name, that's the suite, and the stamp set is called Lifetime of Love, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The Quiet Reflection. Yeah, I do. I love this one. So I'm thinking I'll do the Quiet Reflection, and we'll do a wedding or anniversary card with the Forever Love suite. So that is all I have for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember that if you haven't commented already, which so many of you have, thanks for that. If you haven't commented, leave a comment, even if you're watching the replay. I will put all those in a hat or in the random number generator to pick somebody for the items for today, for commenting today. And then your names will also go in for commenting every day that you commented for the shopping spree. So that is all I have. So thank you so much for joining me this week. And I hope to see you again tomorrow morning. Even if you don't watch tomorrow morning, if you win, I will reach out to you to let you know that you've won and ask you what you would like for your shopping spree. And I will wait until January 4th when I can place the order so you can get something out of the mini catalog. And if you wanted to add something to it to get to $50 and be able to get a Salabration item, you can do that as well. So I'm going to go off and try to create tonight yet. I haven't, this was the only thing that I created today. So I'm pretty fresh yet. So hopefully I can do something. What time tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be at 8:30 a.m. And as soon as I'm done here, I will create the live stream in YouTube and I'll share the link on my Facebook page so that you can easily from Facebook get to the YouTube tomorrow morning. It's at 8:30, but you can always watch the replay if you're busy in the morning. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great Friday night, and I will see you either tomorrow or in the replay whenever you get a chance to watch it. Thanks again for your support. Bye-bye.